I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video. I totally forgot to talk about this, but I don't know what CJ Gardner Johnson said to the defense when it was 9-0. I have no clue. But whatever he said, the defense turned up, man. They definitely turned up. But I wanted to add that little soundbite because I totally forgot. And I kept saying, talk about it. But it was 9-0, and man, oh man, Ravens was just doing their thing. And CJ Gardner Johnson pulled everybody to the side like, no, 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 this is not going to happen today. And you've seen the results. But I will give my full reaction to the game, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is Eagle Owl, and today, look, man, we just destroyed the Ravens. You see, I got the hoodie on. You know why? Because we came in their home, robbed it, stole the game. You know, they thought we was going to lose, but that ain't happened. Saquon Barkley still showing. He's MVP. And Jalen Carter, man, oh man, he's just too good. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, so let's hop straight into it. Let's talk about the game just a little bit. I guess I could get the negatives out the way because to me, it wasn't that many negatives. But first quarter, man, I don't know what happens or what goes on, but them first quarter calls is on the offensive side of the ball, I just don't understand. I don't understand it. And I'm not gonna lie, watching the game, I'm like, this might be the game it cost us starting slow, but the defense start picking it up, and we know the story at the end. But again, that I don't know what's up with them scripted plays, those first 15. I don't know how the Eagles do it. I seen Saquon, the beginning of the game. I think it was the first drive. He ran for like 12 yards, and then we just took the ball out of his hands. And then we tried to hit Covey on the stick route or whatever. He wasn't even gonna get the first down, even if he caught it. So I just don't get the play calling. The first 15 scripted plays. I don't get it. And I got to talk about this guy. Everybody loves him, but this game he just was not good. And I gotta go with Reed Blankenship. Before he got hurt, before he got concussed, he was not good. And I get it. Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews, but man, he was a liability. When I say everybody was playing up to a standard besides Reed Blankenship, in my eyes, I'm like, man, what is going on with Reed? He was just off. I mean, again, I talked about it on my last video. Like everybody has an off day, but they was attacking Reed, and they wasn't letting up. They wasn't letting up. So this was one of Reed's worst games. I think Tristan McCullum, even according to PFF, I seen the PFF scores, like the live scored and update. I think Tristan McCollum was like number 3, like with an 86 or 85. It can adjust higher or lower once, like, the game adjustments, whatever they do at PFF. But Tristan McCollum came in and played really, really well because I thought they was probably going to let Sidney Brown in, but Tristan McCollum is the next guy up, and again, he played at a really high level. Should have caught that pick, but we ain't going to harp on that. Again, Reed Blankenship just wasn't that good. And those really the two negatives I have to talk about. I don't really want to talk about the pass game because it's hard for me to get into that without Smitty. And I told y'all, I'm like, I don't know who's the wide receiver 3. I just don't trust any of the guys. I like Covey, but Covey only can do so much, as you see. Jahad Dotson, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. We try to get him involved. He makes some catches here and there, but then he just go completely ghost. I mean, Paris Campbell, who else? Johnny Wilson, who didn't even play. Like, I don't really trust the wide receiver 3. I just trust him to make catches when it's time to. Unlike, when we had Quez Watkins when he dropped it. But to be an explosive guy and a guy that can be a true number 2 beside A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith, I really don't trust any of those guys. No offense. So I like the wide receiver too. We're going to start with the positive now. Has to be Dallas Goedert. And what do you know? Dallas Goddard was that. And a lot of people harping on Jalen Hurts because if you look at the box score, 11 completions, 11 to 19, a little over 100 yards or whatever. But when it was 9-0 and we needed a score and the passing game needed to get going, he hit A.J. Brown over the middle. He was hitting Dallas Goddard and then hit Dallas Goddard for the touchdown. So when it was time for us to score, Jalen Hurts definitely put on his cape and got the score. Obviously, Saquon was the closer, but when we needed those initial points, it was Jalen Hurts doing what he do best is, all right, we're going to find a way to score. I got to use my legs, whatever I got to do, we're going to get in that end zone. And that's exactly what he did. And again, Dallas Goddard stepped up in a big way. Not only that touchdown, later in the game, I think it was like a 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. It was a crosser to Dallas Goddard. They was playing man to man. Jalen Hurts trusted Dallas Goddard over the middle. Dallas Goddard got the yak, got the first down. And again, the game was really close. I think it was 12-14 at the time. So yeah, shout out to Dallas Goddard for really stepping up. The numbers won't show it because Jalen Hurts didn't have a lot of passing yards himself. But Dallas Goddard really came up in this game. And of course, A.J. Brown did his thing. Again, like the wide receiver twos or whatever, they made catches here and there, but wasn't that impactful to me, in my opinion. But I called that out, and we were still able to win. I said if Smitty's out, we should be able to win. That's no disrespect to Smitty, because I think we just need him during the latter of the season. Because I think this offense, or I know this offense, can take it to another level with Smitty. But I can't ignore it, right? I gotta talk about Saquon. This offensive line. Mekhi Becton had one hell of a day, but we're gonna talk about that, of course, another time. But Saquon, man, I mean, they were slowing him down. I'm not gonna lie, they held him. It was at one point, I think he had like 12 carries for like 44 yards or whatever, and we enter in like the third quarter. Like, yo, Baltimore, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to who has to make the plays between Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. But eventually Saquon came to life. I gotta salute Kellen Moore for that. Even though I didn't like his play caller in the first quarter, he stuck to the run. Like one is going to explode. One is going to happen. And it just happened. That 25-yarder touchdown. We knew game was basically over there because they couldn't get nothing going on our defense. But shout out to Kellen Moore for keeping it going. And shout out to Saquon Barkley for executing. Hell, I think Saquon Barkley said that during his the post game speech or whatever. He's like, thank you, Kellen Moore, for keeping it going, for believing in me, because you could have stopped it. Like you could have stopped running the ball or whatever and just went strictly pass, but we kept trusting him. We put Grant Calcaterra as the fullback. He was running. Saquon Barkley getting his yards. First it was behind the line, then it was like 1 yarders, 2 yarders, then 4. Then you start seeing the 6, then you start seeing that 10, 12, and then boom. And again, salute to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts start realizing, like, hold on, wait. When I'm running these RPOs, they crashing down on Saquon. Let me see if I could sneak one. Then Jalen Hurts will run one for 11, 12, or whatever. So it was a master class. It was definitely a master class because Ravens are a physical team. I think they was the best at stopping the run, but some point this team wears you down. The Eagles wear you down no matter who you are. And it just got to a point where Ravens was like, F it. We can't stop it. We worn down. This offensive line getting to us. And shout out to Vic Fangio. Let's talk about the defense. Vic Fangio held them boys to 12 points. I don't care about the garbage time touchdown. Fuck that garbage time touchdown, man. Vic Fangio held them boys to 12 points. 12 points. And shout out to Justin Tucker, man, for missing those field goals. But again, my boy Vic Fangio did his job. It was 9-0. Think about it. It was 9-0. They scored I guess, another field goal or whatever. And then it was 12-10. why am I blinking? It was like 12-14 or whatever, right? For majority of the game was 12-14. Them boys could not score to the last 50 seconds or whatever. I mean, Fangio did his thing. We talking about one of the most explosive offense. Say Flowers couldn't get none going. Shout out to Guantanamo Bay shutting that down. And that hit stick. My boy Coop dropped Derrick Henry. Nobody hit Derrick Henry like that. 1-on-1. Squared up with him. Nice tackle. I know a lot of people calling it a hit stick. I think it was more of a really good tackle. Close to a hit stick, but it was a really good tackle. Because you got to think about it. The things we've been seeing since last year, or if you want to include the Tampa Bay game and back or whatever, we've been seeing a lot of missed tackles. A lot. So to see something like that, 1-on-1, corner versus one of the biggest running backs in the league get that 1-on-1 hit, salute. But a lot of people not talking about that first quarter hit. I think it was the first quarter. Derrick Henry was running up the middle. Almost, he tried to run C.J. Gardner-Johnson over. C.J. Gardner-Johnson laid the wood on Derrick Henry, bro. Like, he laid Derrick Henry out. And Derrick Henry, remember, he subbed out the game after that hit. This was a physical game, and we brung it. We brung the physicality just like they did. I ain't gonna lie, they definitely brung it too. People was getting hit on our team too. But CJ with a nice hit, Coop with a nice hit. Zach Bond continue to do Zach Bond things. I'm sorry, I don't really have the stats, so I'm going off the top of my head. Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, I mean, he was held almost every play. And no referees, man, we was getting no calls our way. None. Baltimore was getting everything they way. But, we got to beat the refs again. But the defense, was phenomenal, man. Back to Jalen Carter, just unstoppable. I think I read he had like 7-8 pressures, a sack. I remember the sack. Even though I thought it could have been a fumble, but neither here or there. Sack. I think Milton Williams was really good. He was getting held a lot. Like, Milton Williams was getting held a lot. And when Jordan Davis, when it was his time to come in and stop the run, he did his job. I gotta salute Jordan Davis. And I think with Jordan Davis like top 5 in the PFF grading as well. Jordan Davis did his job. As we know, it's going to be one of those gritty, they going to want to run it. We're going to see a lot of Jordan Davis. And again, Jordan Davis was cooking. He was cooking, man. Just salute to the defense. Just salute to them. I even think when Keely Ringo subbed in for a couple plays, he was decent too. So whatever culture we got going on the defensive side of the ball is working. Isaiah Rodgers was decent most of the day, he had some plays he missed, like he probably missed like one tackle or so, but Isaiah Rodgers was perfectly fine for this game. Not everybody said, and I agree. I'm like, Isaiah Rodgers is going to be great against C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Tristan McCullum, the linebackers. Nakobe Dean was pretty quiet for the day, which is fine. It's not like, oh, he was getting beat or whatever, but I didn't really see the flash plays, which is cool. Not going to have those all the time. Again, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. I think Josh Sweat had a sack, but was taken back by a flag. So I don't think he got a sack this game. Nolan Smith was phenomenal. Jalen Hunt, for his snap count to go up like that, I think he had a really good game as well. He was getting pressures. He was getting there. He was trying his best to catch Lamar Jackson, but it's Lamar Jackson, man. That defense. Special teams. Our special teams was awesome. Theirs wasn't. Missing field goals. We made big hits. We caused fumbles. Couldn't recover them. We fumbled. Even Saquon fumbled. They couldn't recover. So it really came down to the Eagles made more plays. And technically, those missed field goals not turning into points really hurt the Baltimore Ravens a lot. We took every advantage of our opportunities. They really didn't. And that's what it came down to, man. That's exactly what it came down to. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. And of course, Tuesday, I'll talk about a little bit more, get into more depth, but this is just my initial reaction. I'm actually shooting this at night, but I was just like, drop it in the morning. So, again, I don't really know any stats. I'm really going off the top of my head. And no, Tuesday, I'll bring it. I'm going to definitely bring it. And this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.